Rob and Slim Show.
Hey, guys, it's Matt. How are you?
What's going on, man?
Matt.
Good. Sorry about last week, man. I just couldn't get any reception at the Gramercy Theater where I was. I was bringing a band on there, and, I literally tried to call you guys from the landline there, but it was just, it was getting pretty impossible, even just to get back from where I was downstairs. So, I'm glad we could redo it today. How are you guys doing?
Not bad. How you doing?
How you doing, man?
I'm good, man. I've been standing over, I'm getting ready to move. So I've been going through, it's the dreaded 9 years in the same house, and I'm going through all my CDs and vinyl and books. And, oh, man, it's just unbelievable. I looked inside. We stopped today, and we were like, well, all right, now there's 23 boxes full of CDs.
Wow.
We haven't even hit the vinyl yet, guys. So it's just like, it's unbelievable. My friends and I were like, I said, listen, I'm going to give you, we literally have a box where I just give them all the stuff that I really don't care about. Because, it's not that I'm a hoarder by any means, but, I'll pick some CDs and then I'll think, well, maybe I'll want that later on. And then I started to think about the fact that, if I lived 3 more lifetimes, I could never listen to all the music that I have.
I like to say, here's something that would be in the garbage, but I'm giving it to you. That's what
Yeah. Well, and, quite honestly, that's the truth. But, he'll find some kind of use for it. I'll let you know. But you do find great band names, you'll forget, there's a band called the Porn Flakes. And I'm like, I just, I love hearing band names. You'll find really funny records, that are just, I don't know. I mean, it might be a good band, and, those guys actually have a couple of good songs, I guess, but it's really funny when you go through all this old stuff, and a lot of times you're rediscovering things you forgot you had.
That is cool.
Yeah.
Do you remember a band, Matt, named Tripping Daisy from the 90s? Like, they're one, I have their CDs, but I haven't ever gone back to re-listen.
I love those records. It was cool. Tim DeLauder is such a good guy. Of course, he started the polyphonic spree. But, when those guys first came out and did, My Umbrella and I think it's called Blown Away, I was doing a radio station on the Jersey Shore, and we played, like 311 and bands like that, we played, the really early records, and we played, the hell out of them. So when they came to town, there'd be 500 to 800 people in Asbury Park to see them live.
Yeah.
So, and, that was the thing that 311 always said, and Tim said, even though, was when they came through, maybe they'd be in one market and there'd be 50 people, but because we were banging the record, playing it a lot because we really liked it, a lot of people showed up. So that always made me happy. Those are good records.
Where's 311 originally?
I was going to ask. I used to love seeing 311 in high school. I used to see the Toadies a lot open up for them.
Yeah, Toadies.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I love the Toadies, too, man. I mean, those guys are cool, and they're doing. Do you guys know that it took me years to find out that Possum Kingdom was an area and a lake? I mean, obviously they say out by the boathouse.
Yeah, but, I didn't know that either.
But, yeah, it's a lake in Texas.
Wow, it's such a creepy song too. Like I've listened to it as I've gotten older, and it's just the creepiest song, man.
There's a lot of.
It's so creepy. You know what? As much as I liked it, I mean, I never really took pleasure in singing the line, "Do you want to die?" It was just a little.
Yeah, dude, it makes you feel bad, for jamming out to it,
there's
Yeah, hey guys, the funniest thing ever, which I have to tell you this, was when I moved out from doing MTV to do Farm Club in Los Angeles. Imagine this. Thank God there weren't cell phones then with cameras on them, but. I stayed at a place called the Oakwoods in Burbank. It's like a relocation apartment, but a lot of there was a documentary on HBO or Showtime about the child actors that would go there during pilot season and try and break into TV. And it was also a place where Jay Leno used to go and take, film people knock on their doors during his show. Also, bands would stay there when they were from another state making a record in California or Los Angeles. So this is the funniest. Just imagine this. Actually, you don't want to imagine this. It's me, one of the Toadies, one of the Bare Naked Ladies, and one of Weezer, all on treadmills next to each other.
I want to see that picture.
That is amazing.
All I can say is I am so glad there were no, camera phones.
Wow.
Wow, that's
Four of us
amazing.
trying to pretend we're getting in shape. I mean, it was just unbelievable.
These rock stars just on
it-
treadmills. I like it.
It's funny though, But when I look back on that now, and I just said, "Oh, that's right. It was all 4 bands." And we had every good intention.
Yeah.
I mean, that was the thing. But,
Did you ever?
But it was before the OK Go video. Where everybody was on the treadmills. We certainly were doing no acrobatics at all.
Did you ever meet Kurt Cobain?
Yeah, of course I did. Yeah, I met Kurt, and
What
and of course, I'm still friends with Chris and Dave, as you know.
Wow. Yeah.
What was he
Kurt,
like?
Kurt I met, when they came around and they did MTV. The first time I met him was when they did an MTV and studio thing. It's when he had like the pink hair, and he was. They played about 5 or 6 songs in the old MTV studios, which were on 42nd Street. They knocked that studio down. And then, of course, moved to Times Square. But if you watch the video, this is also pretty funny. You see those videos of, like, Polly and Territorial Pissings and all that stuff. You can see me standing over the band with the people that are up over on the upriser behind them. And I actually have some hair, which is just a little on the side. It's embarrassing, but yes, it is I certainly realized right after, man, I got to shave my head. I don't know. Somebody came in and said, Matt, shave your head. It wasn't a lot.
That's what I had to start doing.
Yeah, picking it. That's what a couple of my buddies have had to do.
Because I used to have like long ass hair, and my friggin' hairline just been like just dropping out, man.
No, right? I mean, and when that happens, it's funny for me because I lost my hair when I was 15 because I had a teenage aneurysm, childhood aneurysm, and it wasn't because I wanted, obviously when that was happening, everybody had long hair, so I had hair that was probably down on my shoulders, I guess, maybe a little less, and I was singing in a rock band, and it was between junior high and high school, and all of a sudden they realized I had somebody in my homeroom saw that there was like a pulsating bubble on the side of my head. This girl, and just said, "Hey man, what's with this? What's that thing on the side of your head?" And I said, "Oh, you know what? I don't know." So we went to the doctor, and of course, they told my mother. I never knew this for years. That they didn't think I'd live, and the second one said, that 80% chance. She kept getting more opinions.
Yeah.
But the amazing thing is, I'm sitting there in the hospital. Can you imagine being a teenager? You're like, your hormones are racing. You're like, you don't want to be there in the summer anyway.
Yeah.
And the neurosurgeon walks in and goes, "Listen, we're going to have to cut some of your hair off to do this operation. So I wanted to ask you, would you prefer if we cut half your hair off or all your hair?"
Yeah.
I just looked at him and said, "What? What's at least the 2 alien looks?" All right, so I was like, "Okay."
I'd be like, what kind of stupid
Shave it all.
question is
Yeah,
that?
all exactly. What kind of question is that?
Yeah, so that was it. So I went bald so young then and felt like I was so insecure and comfortable with that. And it was pre-punk rock, so it was even before like you could you can hide behind whatever, or you can shave your head, whatever it was.
White supremacy. That's all it really stood for.
Yeah.
Like back then.
It's cool though. Like in the '90s, it was like it became the cool thing.
Yeah,
to do.
when I was a kid, my dad used to give me haircuts like that, and I was just so embarrassed. All my friends would make fun of me.
Thank God for Sinead O'Connor, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Nothing
yeah,
compares.
That's right. I was already bald, but she definitely shaved before I did, so she beat me to the punch all the way around there. Guys, but it's so I know what you mean when you starts to go, but when it started to go in my 20s, I was already like, you know what? I don't care anymore.
Yeah.
I'm on the radio. You know what I mean? I'm working with music. I'm getting laid. I'm alive. I'm looking good. I'm okay. Sorry for the language. But you know what I mean. So, I mean, that's how I felt, at that period of time. So, guys, tell me, where'd you guys grow up? Where are you guys both from?
I'm from North Jersey, Bergen County. Slim's from down here. Ocean?
From around here, yeah.
I'm
Ocean
from
County,
down here too.
like South
I was
Jersey.
actually born in Red Bank, but my dad moved us down here to work in the state forests here.
So that's cool, though. So you guys definitely. Then I mean, obviously in North Jersey, in Bergen County, what town were you in when you were there?
New Milford.
Okay, I know New Milford well. And then, so you were down at Red Bank originally. I mean, so you definitely knew of 106.3, right? Did you listen to that at all?
Yeah, I know about them. Yeah.
Yeah, because I was on there for years before I went to MTV. So, and first I worked there weekends, and and then eventually music director, program director, and then went and worked at MTV as a manager of music programming. But so I've been a Jersey guy always. And
yeah.
How far down are you guys now? Are you guys like close to Philly?
You can see
about 40 minutes from Philly.
You can see AC right across the bay from where we live. Yeah.
Right here.
Yeah, you drive right down the shore right there. You'll see AC.
Yeah, because there's a great band from like that part of South Jersey by Philly and now called Beach Slang. I don't know if you heard of them, but they played my one of my showcases at South by Southwest. And man, I love those guys. Well, the singer was originally in this band called Weston. This guy James, but I mean they were on fire. I think they did about 8 really important showcases down at South by Southwest. Those guys rocked, man. They were great.
Wow.
So, and they're right from down that area. They're in the studio right now working on their second album, not too far from where you guys are. So, so I like them a lot. What do you guys like in musically these days, or what are your favorite things?
What's that band that sings Stressed Out?
Oh, 21 Pilots are great.
I really like them, man. That's something I've definitely just gotten into recently. And I do like Muse.
Yeah, they're both
Muse.
great bands. I mean, I got to bring Muse on stage at Madison Square Garden and also at Prudential Center, and I loved, I fell in love with, I knew their stuff from all the way from the beginning. I actually interviewed them when they were 18 on K-Rock.
What?
They came in there when they put out their first album. But I really fell in love with like some of the, as the albums went on, I thought the songwriting got better and better.
Dude,
like when time is running out. And then of course Supermassive Black Hole was just one of the greatest, and it made them famous. Twilight made it famous,
Yeah.
So.
It's cool to see something original come up nowadays because there's just so much cookie cutter stuff.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, it is. Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Oh, dude.
I always look for some. My whole goal is like, hey, I want to love a band or an artist. I want the music to speak to me. I want it to be important. I want to feel.
Yeah.
And, oh my God, man! I got to listen to more of their stuff. What else?
Are you
is all they have out right now?
I like something too. Whether it's like not refined, what I call it, like a dirty sound. Like that's how I feel about the band that does Stressed Out. 21
Pilots.
21 Pilots. Yeah, it's kind of like not refined, but it's still perfect for what it is. Like,
are you a fan of Clutch at all?
Oh, I'm a big fan of Clutch. Yeah,
they're amazing.
Careful with that mic.
Yeah,
I've been a fan of theirs. They're totally cool from the Mid-Atlantic, great Mid-Atlantic.
Yeah.
They're good. I like those guys a lot. Love Clutch. I mean, my musical taste is very diverse. As I'm sure yours is as well.
Yeah.
When I first met those 21 Pilots guys, and they're great guys from Ohio. When their first record came out, it went from being early on the bill, but still killing the crowd at a festival that I was shooting. So I shot a really cool thing with them on their tour bus, and then, and of course, when the second record came out, it blew up with Tearing My Heart and Stressed Out and Ride. But they're great guys, and they're really talented and really cool. They're also really quirky. I love the fact that, they're doing their own thing, their own hybrid. And their live show, like he's wearing a mask half the time, just doing all kinds of crazy stuff, I think it was great. I just, and they're exciting, and young people are reacting to them, but not just young people. The really interesting thing about 21 Pilots is people like, that not only listen to top 40, but alternative stations really love them, and they've struck an incredible nerve, and rightfully so. But I will say this about them. It hasn't made them any different than they were because I brought my youngest daughter down to see them, in Florida, literally right before the holidays or so, and it was pretty incredible because they just said to me, they're like, Matt, man, thanks for being cool to us when nobody cared about who we were. I said, of course, man,
Yeah.
When you're a music lover, that's what you do. You're always trying to bring bands out, bring artists out, turn people on to them.
Yeah.
You know, help people discover them. You know what I mean? And that's what it was. So I mean, it makes me really proud to see how big they are. I mean, if they have their third #1 alternative record in a row, and they're going to have their third top 40 record in a row. So I'm proud that they've been able to really break through, and by doing something, as you guys know, that they do, it's their thing. I mean,
they love it.
Yes, they're not trying to fit into anything. They're making it their own.
Yeah,
you know, and I love that.
Do you like hip hop at all, Matt?
Yeah, of course I do. I mean, I like this guy Anderson .Paak, who's R&B and hip hop. Dre signed him. He was part of the Compton soundtrack. I mean, I'm obviously a huge old hip hop fan. I mean, I love.
Yeah.
You know, like, I love Tribe Called Quest and De La Soul and,
yeah,
you know, and all the NWA stuff. And, I mean, there's 100 bands. I'm friends with Cypress Hill. I even worked on a record with them.
I love them.
That's the old stuff. I mean, I love all of it. You know, and I love a lot of new stuff. And, you know, but, I mean, all, you know, the ASAP Rocky and all that family, those guys were out at South by Southwest while I was there. So we were hanging with them. And this guy, Anderson .Paak, was fucking, sorry about the language, but he's amazing. He's so good. Is the language thing all right, guys?
Oh, you can drop as many F-bombs as you
want.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, all right, cool. But this guy Anderson .Paak is like, you know what it is? I remember first talking to Pharrell about how much when I heard Frontin', it reminded me of this classic, great soul singer, Curtis Mayfield, you know? And I said, and you know, and the thing was, Pharrell was like, man, you totally got what I was trying to do. And Anderson's the same way. This guy is all over Dre's last record. And he's got his new album out. He has that song, Am I Wrong? And he's incredible. I mean, great performer. Excuse me. And I love what he's doing. And it's like a hip hop R&B hybrid, but it's just it draws from classic soul, yet it's not so retro that it feels really fresh. And I think people are really reacting to it. And I think he's got an incredible future.
Yeah.
So I listen to everything, man. I mean, I just look for good music. I want something to be, it's like I told you, I was doing a Grammy event, because I was on the board of governors of the Grammys for a while in New York, and and Gayle King was coming there to introduce Alicia Keys. And so we were back there, and she goes, I love the fact that you always liked a lot of different music. And that's the thing I really loved about you is that you really can talk about different things. I said, there's only two kinds of music, Gayle. Music that moves you and music that doesn't. And she looks at me and goes, I'm going to use that if you don't mind on TV, and I'm not going to credit you for it, but it's all right. Now, she was super cool, and she meant that as a joke. But I like a lot of everything. What are you guys into? So you like what did you guys grow up on? What were the things that you were really excited about that kind of made you fall in love with music?
I'm a huge metal fan. I'm a huge metalhead, but I had actually started out on the Beatles, like when I was a little kid.
Yeah.
And
nice.
I went from the Beatles to Led Zeppelin, and then I just wanted to hear heavier and heavier shit. You know what I mean?
I was into Nirvana and Pumpkins. Just heavily into the Pumpkins.
I love all the things you mentioned, all the above. I love all four of those bands. I mean, obviously, I've been blessed. I mean, I've interviewed McCartney, and spent time with Paul. And one of the things with my two daughters was Beatles was the first thing I started out on both of them on.
Yeah,
love Zeppelin, and of course they know about my connection with Nirvana and Pumpkins and all that stuff.
Yeah,
amazing.
I liked the Beatles more when I was younger, and as I've gotten older, I like the Stones so much better.
Yeah, I like the Stones. I'm a big Ozzy fan too, but I prefer his old Black Sabbath stuff. To his,
I'm a huge Sabbath fan too. I love that stuff too. And it's so funny. Sharon and I used to, years ago, we would just, I remember when I would do stuff with Ozzy on the MTV shows, and when Sharon was in town, if Ozzy was tired, Sharon and I would just sit down at the hotel at the bar and just tell stories, man, and hang out, have drinks. It was super cool. But Ozzy's always been great. And,
they seem like they're really cool people, actually.
They're the best.
Yeah.
And when I was doing that show with Jimmy Iovine, Farm Club, the one that Dre and Eminem were involved in, but every band, like Godsmack, and every band did their first show there. U2 played on the show, the NWA reunion. I mean, Jack and Kelly would be up in the upper rafters with Jimmy's kids. You know what I mean? So you know, the Osbournes and you know the and the Ivians were always around. You know, but I love that. I really did. And yeah, of course, I love Black Sabbath very much. And you know, it was great that I was there. I remember riding up in the elevator at the Waldorf Astoria with, you know, Sharon and Ozzy weren't there yet, but it was Bill Ward and Geezer and Tony up in the elevator with those guys, which was just super cool. I mean, you know, I'm the same way. I mean, I'm a huge metal and hard rock fan, but I'm also a huge punk alternative fan.
Punk.
I even like 80 synth stuff. I mean, I just do. I mean,
what about Caius and Queens of the Stone Age?
Yeah, I love Caius, Queens of the Stone Age, and all that stuff. Part of that whole Desert Sessions thing. I mean, those bands are great.
I can't get enough of the Rated R album. I keep on listening.
That's one of my all-time favorites.
Yeah, like that's an amazing album.
Yeah, I love that, and I love, like, you know, Songs for the Deaf. Those two records, and you know what? I love the first record too. You know that if you go back to that Queens of the Stone Age first record, and you listen to the first single that they kind of didn't really work. And of course, you know, when I say it didn't work, it wasn't like they were pushing it down anybody's throat, but they were letting people know about it, and they were pointing them at the song called "If Only." And then there's a song called "Regular John" on there too that opens the album. And it was Stone Gossard and Pearl Jam put the record out, you know. Wow. And man, I love Queens. I love those two records. Lost Art of Keeping a Secret, all that stuff is so great, you know.
I think some of my favorite stuff back then was from the '90s was Temple of the Dog and
Soundgarden.
Mad Season, Soundgarden was good. Mad Season.
Alice in Chains is one of my favorites.
Those are some of my favorite bands in the world. And to be honest with you, I turn around. I'm not, and this is not me trying to brag, because it's not that. It's just a part. Those guys were all a big part of my life. I'm turning around, like I'm packing, doing all this stuff to move, and I've got my Alice in Chains Dirt, Jar of Flies, Soundgarden, Down on the Upside, Super Unknown, Bad Motorfinger, Gold and Platinum records on the walls. You know what I mean? Pumpkins, Nirvana, all that stuff. I love all those bands.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you know, and I'm grateful that I got to work with all of them and become close and be trusted by them.
Yeah.
Kind of let me into their camps, you know what I mean?
And what was Layne like?
Yeah, what was Layne like?
What's that?
What was Layne Staley
Layne
like?
Layne was a great guy. Layne was a good guy. Layne was cool. You know, things got tough in that period towards the end, but he was such a great singer, and he and Jerry had that incredible natural ability that their voices meshed in this incredible way.
Yeah, they would become like one voice.
Yeah.
Really, I mean, it's like you could say the same thing about Simon and Garfunkel, about McCartney and Lennon and Harrison. You know what I mean? Like, there was something about it that when you put the two of them together, it was unbelievable. And the fact that they both wrote, but Jerry wrote most of the songs, but Jerry could write for Layne. You know what I mean? In this incredible way. Yep. That, you know, it just everything just got, you know, sounded, as far as I was concerned, perfect in so many ways. It was just very sad. And very much like, you know, my friendship and relationship with the Stone Temple Pilots guys, and Scott, when he died, I mean, that really broke my heart, you know. And you know, I taught, you know, Dean and I are like best friends, you know, and you know, I'm friends with guys from all those bands. So lose, you know, all I know is the last time I saw Layne alive, I was at the Unplugged. I was sitting next to the Metallica guys, and we're sitting there, and you know, and Layne, of course, his girlfriend had gone into the hospital, so he was very, very distraught. I'd been out the night before, or 2 nights before, with Jerry and Mike Inez. We'd been out for a while, you know, just really tearing it up a little bit, but you know, Layne, I give Layne so much credit for delivering an incredible performance at the Unplugged.
Yeah,
I have. That's one of my favorite
Unpluggeds, dude.
That's actually
one of the best.
That's the album that got me into Alice in Chains in the first place.
Wow,
my buddy gave me that album.
That's such a good one.
And I was like, I couldn't get enough of Alice in Chains.
Yeah,
yeah, you know, guys, it was crazy because at that period of time, I got to say that, you know, I remember that 2 of the songs that were not on the first draft of the playlist were "Got Me Wrong" and "Over Now," and I was just going through a split up. So I said to Jerry, "Oh man, can you please do Over Now?" He goes, "Oh, yeah, we'll try and get it in." So they did Over Now, which is great on there, and they made that the single version. And "Got Me Wrong," of course, is a classic from Sap EP, and just one of the greats. But everything they did that night was great.
Yeah.
Yeah. At Clerks, well, that's the funny thing. It was in a Clerks movie, and I had a party at the bar I DJ'd at the Melody when I DJ'd on that Jersey Shore thing for the cast of Clerks.
That's cool as hell.
When the movie was first coming out, I had them all up there before the thing broke, which was pretty cool in New Jersey.
Yeah, dude.
But getting back to the Layne thing, Layne was really he I give him credit because he did everything to make sure that he delivered that night, his performance. And then we walked on the stage, me and a few other people, and I went, Layne, it was a great show tonight. And he just looked at me and said, yeah, thanks. But I could see his mind was like, he just wanted to get out of there. So they flew him out right after the show to get back to where his girlfriend was. So that's what's happening. I never saw Layne alive again after that.
One of our friends actually worked in a Kyle Duncan Graham. He worked in a Toys R Us, and towards the end of his life, Layne was in there shopping, and the manager homeless guy out of here, and he's like, I'm not gonna get that guy out of here. That's fucking Layne Staley. Like,
that's insane.
Yeah, man. Like he told that story on our show.
Yeah, it's one of those situations where
it's tragic as hell.
Really
it's tragic because his talent was unbelievable. He was one of the great frontmen. He had such a unique voice. So many people have, been inspired by it and imitated it. It's the same way with the Cornells of the world.
Yeah.
All the bands that came out of that scene. Kurt Cobain, everybody who was a part of that scene, those singers were, it's iconic. That's
one of our friends loves to say, Kurt couldn't sing, but he could, though. Like, his voice wasn't, like, a perfect voice, but it was just because he was Kurt. Like, he
the beauty is, I think that this is the thing that's missing today. But then again, listen, I love, like you said, the 21 Pilots.
Yeah.
His voice is great. It's different. It's quirky.
Yeah.
It'll wobble on purpose because it's getting across the lyrics. The beauty is, guys like us, we appreciate someone who is like the perfect singer, but that's not really what it's about. It's about personality.
Yeah.
Excuse me, guys. Sorry. I've been back in boxes all day, and man, I think the dust and dirt is like has taken over my lungs. But let me just say, it comes down to this. Those things that are those impurities of, and those non-perfect things, those idiosyncrasies, those things that's what makes a singer and a songwriter and an expressive person. That's what makes them special.
Absolutely.
I don't give. It doesn't impress me that somebody can sing every note perfectly. Yeah. Give me some emotion first. Show me what you can do with what you got. Yeah. Show me what you can do with the. You know what I mean? So, I think you guys agree with me on that one.
Absolutely, 100%, dude. Matt, we have to wrap this up, but thank you so much for talking to us. I have to say you are our best 9:30 guest ever.
Definitely, man. Definitely.
Hey, thank you. I apologize for last week. I really wanted to do it in every intention. I tried to call you guys twice, and it got, literally I tried to call you from two different cell phones, and then I tried to get a hold of the landline there, but one of the managers of the venue was on it, and at that point I'm like, well, it doesn't seem like they're giving it up. So I went on stage and hey, the important thing is we got to do this, guys.
Yes, and thanks for calling this week, dude. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, man.
No, absolutely. Well, guys, listen, thanks for having me on. When you invited me, I said, I'd love to do that, guys. So, hey, I hope I get to meet you guys face to face sometime.
Oh yeah,
and if you're ever up in the North Jersey area, let me know what's going on. And do you guys get up this way much? Do you get back towards Bergen County?
Nah, I haven't been up in years, I'd say.
I work up there sometimes.
You do?
Yeah, with my dad's.
But I'll say, guys, the good news is you guys have a lot more space down there. Although New Milford's a nice area. So,
it's a cool town. Yeah, man.
Yeah, I love that. Well, guys, listen, I appreciate you having me on this evening, and it was good talking to you, and I wish you all the best.
You too. Thanks for talking to us.
Stay in touch, all right, guys? And I'll speak to you soon. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Man. Have a good one.
Bye, guys. Take care.
Bye, Matt. Best 9:30 ever?
That
was amazing,
definitely was
Wow.
best 9:30.
Oh my God.
I stay quiet because I don't know anything about music.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you what you were into now.
It's like nothing.
Robin Slim Show.
Are you guys still on the air?
Oh, Tony! We're trying to go.
Oh, that guy just made me so moist. I just wanted to call, but I just couldn't interrupt. No. I was wondering what a VJ is. I think I gave one to pee.
All right, well, Joni, since you're calling at this moment, why don't you sign us off for the
Yeah.
for the day?
Thank everyone for
Well, how do you want me to sign off?
Well, just thank all our guests, and then to plug us. Say you can follow Robin Slim at the Robin.
Did you say plug?
Plug, yeah, plug us.
I do not want Tony plugging.
It's the wrong word to use.
That's the safe word. Plug. Pete knows.
Yes. It is the safe
Well,
word.
anyway, thank you for all the guests for calling in. Especially Daniel with his sweet jokes. You all are listening to Robin Slim. Take care and keep your butt all tight.